All right, guys, thank you very much for coming out. We really appreciate it. We have a little bit of a surprise for you.
Yeah, I know we told you there were 3 Player of the Year finalists, but there's actually 2 other guys you need to take a look at. Take a look at this video. Pretty impressive stuff, right?
Looks like you guys got a lot of competition.
Or we could
We could just keep it the way it was.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Sounds good.
It's time now for the Fifth Down with Jeff Schaefer and Travis Kozak. Tonight's Fifth Down finale is presented by Subway, the official restaurant of Michigan high school sports.
Welcome to the Fifth Down season finale. I'm Travis Kozak.
And I'm Jeff Schaefer. There was plenty of excitement on the high school gridiron around Northeast Michigan this season. Over the next half hour, we're going to take a look back and recap the 2012 campaign.
And not only that, but we also have our 3 finalists for the Fifth Down Player of the Year here in studio with us. Alpena's Nathan Fettis, Atlanta's Garrett Badgerow, and Posen's Nick Hincka.
That's right. We'll hear from each one of them, and at the end of the show, we'll crown our 2012 Player of the Year.
But before we get to the individuals, we'll start with the teams, and we begin with a couple of squads that faced their share of setbacks in 2012.
We'll start in Alpena, where the Wildcats were hoping to improve from their 1 win in 2011, but the Cats sputtered out of the gate, dropping their first 4 contests on their way to another 1-8 finish. Alpena's lone victory in 2012 came in Week 5 when the Cats traveled to Gaylord and took down the Blue Devils 36-21, thanks in part to 2 touchdowns and over 200 yards through the air from QB Brady Marweed. The Green and White finished the year on another 4-game skid, but despite the lackluster record, senior Ashton Deaver provided plenty of highlights from the backfield, including a school record 99-yard run in the Cats' final contest.
In Posen, the Vikings entered their 4th year playing 8-man football, looking to make their 2nd straight trip to the postseason. But despite matching their 2011 record, the Vikes found themselves on the outside looking in when the postseason rolled around. Wayne Karsten's squad featured a high-flying offense that averaged over 40 points per game, but the Viking D surrendered over 50 points per contest, resulting in a 2-7 record. Posen was boosted by the return of Nick Hincka, who missed 2011 due to injury, and the junior made his presence felt on both sides of the ball, racking up more than 1,900 yards of total offense and 19 touchdowns, while adding 156 tackles on D.
You just heard some of the impressive numbers put up by Posen junior Nick Hincka. He returned to the Viking lineup with a bang this season, racking up more than 1,700 yards on the ground while averaging more than 8 yards per carry, which helped make him one of our 3 Player of the Year finalists.
I just love running the football. I always have.
Nick Hincka with your carry.
Not everybody can play football. You have to be pretty mean and tough. I can mess around the whole day before the game, and then I can put those pads on and I'm just ready. I'm serious. It's like I'm a different person. 1, 2, 3, 8-man, it's not as big of a difference as everybody thinks it is. You hit, you run the ball, everything's the same. People come out watch our games and said there's not really much difference. Just that the scores get up a little bit more than 11-man.
Touchdown, Posen.
Last year I didn't play. It took a lot off me from the injury to get back into playing. Then I just had a lot of anger held in from last year to get back and start playing, and I think that just really jumped me and sparked me. Kind of a runner that likes to run people over. I'm not the fastest runner ever, but I do have some speed. Yeah, baby! If the kid's trying to force me out of bounds, I will not run out of bounds. I'll lower my shoulder and try to run him over. It's just a thing I like to do. I mean, why run the ball and just run out of bounds if you have it? Try to get some more. Next football season, I'm looking forward to getting some more wins up on the board and just getting back out there and having some fun again.
And now I'm joined by Nick Hincka here on the set. Now, Nick, you played in a Viking offense that put up a lot of points this season. You know, there were games where you guys would just go back and forth, scoring so many times.
What's it like playing in an offense that can score almost at will and that puts up so many points?
It's really fun and exciting to be able to go back and forth and put up those numbers. You do get tired, but it is really fun to do that.
You mentioned you get tired, and now all three of you guys who are here with us today play on both sides of the ball, and you play in an 8-man team, so you guys are already short on numbers. I mean, what's it like? How do you manage to get through some of these games where it seems like you never even get a break?
It's tough. By the fourth quarter, you're completely dead. You don't even want to talk, but you're just saying to yourself, let's get through this. You can sleep after. Just get the game over with.
You told us before that you run with anger, and talking to you, you don't seem like that kind of person. Does that surprise people at all who you know? Are people kind of surprised the way they see you play football?
Yeah, a lot of people on my football team, they'd say, well, when you put those pads on, you act completely different. And they say that I act kind of weird, but it's just who I am when I put those pads on.
Well, clearly it works for you. Now, your team showed a lot of potential this season. I know you didn't quite have the results that you wanted. Where do you think your team can go next year?
I think we can get some more wins up there and hopefully make the playoffs. We had a rough season last year, but we kept coming back and kept working hard in practice, and it showed a lot that we didn't back down.
All right, well, and you personally certainly had a great season this year. We'll see if Nick is able to take home our Player of the Year award or one of our other 2 finalists later in the show. Travis, back to you.
Thanks, Jeff. While Nick and the Vikings hope to reach the playoffs next year, 3 of our local leagues were well represented in the 2012 postseason, including the Ski Valley Conference. 1 local squad joined the revamped league this season, while 2 veteran Ski Valley squads made their way beyond Week 9.
Rogers City took the field in 2012 under new head coach Tim Nagy and playing in a new league after leaving the Straits Area Conference to join the Ski Valley. After finishing 0-9 last season, the Hurons struggled out of the gate, losing their first 6. But RC finally made its mark in the win column, taking down Rudyard 33-6 in Week 7. This season's experience may pay off the most next year, as the Hurons are slated to return most of their roster, including a host of linemen and their pair of QBs, Chris Lopez and Quentin Kelly.
RC's rivals from Onaway opened the year on fire by starting 4-0, including a rout of the Hurons in Week 2. Needing just 2 more wins to clinch a playoff berth, the Cardinals stumbled to the finish, winning only 1 of their final 5 games. But unlike 2011, 5 wins were enough to put Onaway in the playoffs. They traveled to Central Lake for a rematch of their Week 8 clash, and while the Cards kept it close, the Trojans escaped with a 22-12 win.
That brings us to our second set of Ski Valley Cardinals from Johannesburg-Lewiston. John Bush's squad started 1-2, but went on a 6-game tear to earn the top seed in the district playoffs. The Cardinals then bested Hillman and Central Lake at home to advance to regionals. There they met Beale City and couldn't keep pace with the unbeaten Aggies, as BC ended Joburg's season for the 2nd year in a row. It was offense by committee for the Cards this season, as seniors Mitch Hardy, Dylan Kibbe, and Alex Payne all racked up double-digit touchdowns while helping Joburg win its 2nd district title in 4 years.
Certainly it was a great season for Johannesburg-Lewiston, their playoff run. Now here, we're just getting started on our 5th down season finale.
Coming up next, we'll head to the Huron Shores Conference, which was well represented in the postseason, and we'll hear from our 2nd Player of the Year finalist.